You're running a local business and you want to buy some good 5-star reviews for Google, right? Don't do it. I just said that for clickbait, really, because the first few seconds of a video, it gets people's attention, and maybe there's somebody out there running a tattoo shop or a med spa that thought, maybe I should buy some reviews on Google. Well, you shouldn't, but I will show you how to get them, how to automate it, and how to increase your presence in the local SEO and in the Google Maps and Google Pack and all that good stuff, right? So I'm Deacon Nick. Thanks for watching me. Um, at least I admitted it was clickbait, right? Anyway, uh, what did I say? How to buy 5-star reviews on Google? Don't. That was just clickbait, but 5-star reviews can buy you dinner. Um, and I mean, let's face it. If you want to be on the top of the map pack, you got to have reviews. You got to optimize your Google profile. And I have all kinds of, there's other videos in my channel that show you exactly how to do different steps. But right now I want to talk about the reviews, right? What you can do, how to make getting reviews a little easier, uh, how to get your company guys, get your employees behind you or your partner or whoever, and how to push yourself up the ranks. So you show up at the top of that 3-pack and start making those profits, right? Um, there's really companies that were spending lots of money on ads, thousands and thousands monthly, weekly, that once they got themselves to the top of the 3-pack, didn't need to run the ads anymore, or they just run it on certain days when you need a shot in the arm and stuff like that. Because like I said, reviews can buy you dinner, right? Whether you run a med spa, tattoo studio, massage clinic, or nail salon, Google reviews are powerful tools to attract clients and blow your way into the 3-pack. If you know any others, please respond below. I'm going to go through 8, 9, 10 different ways to collect reviews, to make getting reviews easy. And let's face it, most of you listening to this, if you run a small or medium-sized business, especially if you're like a one-man show, right? There's maybe you and someone that helps you part-time. Um, a lot of people just don't have the time to get out there and get the reviews. And of course, that's why they hire people like me to automate it. We have AI now, it automates the whole thing. But let's not talk about me, let's talk about you. And here's some things that you can do. In today's digital first world, potential customers check your star rating before even clicking on your website, right? And that means more reviews equals more bookings, more customers, more money. And I say all the time, no, I was going to use a client I had. Well, I'll use the client I had as an example, but I won't tell you who they are. There's a client, literally a client of mine for 11 years. And no matter what I tell them, let's just say they have a lot of bad reviews, right? And they're spending thousands of dollars a day on ads. When your review house isn't in order, you're marketing, you're spending money, you're advertising, you're working for your competitor. Uh, and I tell people this all the time, and they think it's a weird way to look at it, but think about this. You spend a lot of money to run ads to your, I don't know, maybe you've got a tattoo removal studio, right? Or would that be called a practice? I don't know. But anyway, you do tattoo removals and you spend a lot of money to run ads. Maybe you got a nice, sweet billboard somewhere, or maybe you're really old fashioned and you put your ad in the yellow pages, or you got a newspaper ad, or whatever it might be, right? Somebody needs to get their ink taken off. I used to be full sleeves, by the way. No, really not. I'm kind of a pussy. I don't think I could last through a tattoo. Anyway, um, so you're running ads. You got a good ad campaign. You spend a lot of money to have it. Someone sees it. They, oh, that's a good idea. Heck, I'm gonna go get my ink removed. I'm not happy with it. I was stupid and drunk when I got this one put on, especially the one on my right cheek. So they Google you first, though, right? They see your ad, they think that's a good idea, that's a good offer. I'm going to check these guys out. They Google you, you come up, and another tattoo removal place comes up in the map pack. You've got 4 reviews. One of them is only a 2. The other guy's got 147 reviews with a 4.7 average. These guys saw your ad, we're gonna call you, but someone with a better review profile gets the phone call and gets the business. So what do? You just spent money to send your competitors a client, right? And I don't mean you, I don't know who you are, right? But it's a good way to look at it though, right? If your review house isn't in order, you need to get that in order. Even if you have someone like us do it, you have to get that in order. Then you start spending the money on your ads. If you're a brand new business, you just open up, the most important thing right now is so when people Google you and compare you to other of whatever you do, you stand out, right? And then I've heard a lot of times, oh, Nick, this my competitor, he's six blocks from me. He's got 294 reviews, and they're all stellar 5-star reviews. I've got 4. How can I compete? You just start getting reviews. You just got to do it, right? Um, you'll still get your share. People look at the number of reviews. They look at the review count. I mean, what's your average? Is your average 3.5, 4.9, whatever it might be? And they also look at the relevancy. So your competitor might have a lot more reviews than you, but if you've got like 5 or 6 recent ones and their newest one is 6 or 8 weeks old, for some people that's just as important or more important. So just start, right? You'll start. You got to get 1 before you can have 5. You got to get 5 before you can have 50. So just get started. So anyway, let's talk about the easiest way first. The best time to ask is immediately after the client or customer's had a great experience. Grow a pair and do it. I've really had people say, well, I feel a little weird asking for reviews. Um, I had a boss once, and I'll never forget this. I said, Jack, that doesn't sound right. And he said, Nick, do you want to be right or do you want to be rich? Um, so even if it doesn't sound right, even if it's hard, get over it, grow a pair, ask for reviews. While that person is standing in front of you after you just spent an hour doing whatever with them, whatever service you just performed, even if you're a contractor and you're going out to people's houses, that's the best time to ask for a review. A great thing to do is hand them a tablet that's open to your review page and say, hey, do you mind giving me a review? While they're standing right in front of you. You could even give some little, you can't offer people, well, I'll give you 10% off if you give me a 5-star review. But you can say, give us a review and I'll give you a coupon for the next time you use our business or whatever it is, right? So um, just get in the habit of doing it. Get your employees on board. Uh, I had someone tell me, a contractor, um, nah, I want my guys to ask for reviews before they leave the house, but my guys won't ask for reviews. You know what? Then you get new guys. Who's the boss, right? Who's running the asylum over there? So anyway, here's a pro tip. Have the QR code printed at the front desk or treatment room or on your business card or even on your t-shirt, right? Um, get it tattooed. Get it tattooed so you could just say, you're on a tattoo parlor before the guy leaves. Hey, scan this and give me a review. Now that takes chutzpah, right? But anyway, have a QR code printed at the front desk or treatment room that links to your Google review page, or that also, this is a real pro tip, that also adds them to an email list at the same time. So they come to your business, you give them a great service. They scan your code before they leave. It goes right to your review page. And this is something we do for all our clients. We send them the QR code, uh, on a poster. So you can hang a poster up, do whatever. You're a restaurant. You should have this on every table in your place. Should have a little card that says, thanks for being here. Scan this code and join our VIP club right now, and you'll get 10% off. So they scan it, they get an email right away or a text that says, give us a review. If they don't do it now, they get another text in a couple hours, or in a couple days, however you set it up. But it adds them to an email list, right? This is part of something that we call a customer U-turn. I don't want to go into a whole lot of details, but if you've got all of your customers on a database, It's a Tuesday, you look at your bookings, we're slow today. You send an email to your database, hey, anyone that comes in today gets, and you give them something special. You'll fill your seats, trust me. Number two, text and email, and I just talked about this, but send a text and email an hour after they leave. Everyone that comes into your business, if you don't ask them there, or if they don't give you a review right then and there, contact them within like 2 hours. Give them time to get home. They get an email, they get a text that says, "Hey, will you review us?" Pro tip: make sure your link take. Oh, I forgot to underline this. Hold on. Pro tip. Haha. Make sure your link takes them directly to the review form, not just your Google listing or not just your web page, right? When you go to Google, you can. Here, I'll show you. Google.com. I guess I was just on Google. Hold on, here we go. Let's say, I don't know, since I've been talking about tattoo near me. Oops. Okay, not now. All right, so let's say you're running Archer Inc. tattoo, right? You don't just send them to here. You send them, you click here, you go to reviews, you click on write a review. Okay. So now when you do that, see, this is the page that you actually go to write the tattoo, right? You click this address up here, copy, and that's the address. Here, I'll post it here. It's long, right? But that's the address you get a shortened link if you don't know how, ask me somewhere. But that's the tattoo. That's the link you're gonna send people. So when they click on your text or your email, hey, do you mind giving us a referral, or do you mind recommending us, or will you give us feedback? When they click on that, you want that thing to bing open right in front of them. So all they got to do is click 5 stars, write a little thing, and click go. Okay. Ask in person. I already talked about that. What a knucklehead I am. Hold on a minute. Delete. Okay. Yeah. Goonie goohoo. All right. Incentivize your staff, not the customer. Like I said, a lot of people do incentivize their customer. If you give me a 5-star review, I'll give you a free Sunday, or whatever it might be. But incentivize your staff to give you reviews, to help you get reviews. Offer incentives directly for reviews and against Google's terms, but you can incentivize your team. Create a fun contest, like a $25 bonus, or maybe a dinner to the staff member with the most reviews mentioning their name that month. This motivates employees to deliver better service and ask for a review. So they just tell people, hey, give me a good review. Do me a favor. If you really liked our service, mention my name. And it just helps you get reviews, right? Gamify everything. It makes it more fun to participate. Use tabletops and signage. And this kind of goes along with what I just talked about the QR code. But subtle reminders go a long way. Place a frame sign or a mirror cling. What's a mirror cling? I wrote that too. Mirror cling. I wrote this yesterday. Mirror cling. I must have spelt it wrong. I meant something. But place a frame sign, a poster, or a tabletop card that says, "Did we earn a 5-star review? If so, scan the QR code." Pro tip, and I talked about this, but offer a small discount if they scan a QR code in person. Add them to a list, then use it to bring them back by text and email. Include in other emails. This is a good one. Let's say you're sending an email out to a client telling them about, you have a newsletter and you're telling them about a special offer you have or something like that. Just, leave a little link at the bottom. Hey, have you been here before? Leave us a review. Include it with digital receipts, confirmation emails, and booking reminders are great opportunities to plant the seed for a future review. So you should always be thinking about reviews. That's really the habit. You see these guys that have 1,500 reviews. It's because they make it part of their company culture to always be giving 5-star service and then encouraging their clients to review them and share that 5-star service. I still don't know what I mean by mirror cling. Place a frame sign, mirror, that's something I meant. Respond to every review you get. This is really important. When new customers see that you respond to reviews, both good and bad, especially bad, it shows that you care. This makes them more likely to use your service. And Google likes it too. When Google sees that you respond to reviews, they like it. It gives you a little bit of review juice, right? But when new customers see you respond to reviews, both good and bad, it shows you care. It makes them more likely to use your service. Um, people people don't expect perfection all the time. As a matter of fact, if I go to a company and I check their reputation and I see 77 reviews and every one of them is a 5-star review, I start to wonder if they're real. Because I mean, whoever you are, sometimes you make mistakes. So to me, what's more almost legitimate and just as respectable is someone with a lot of reviews that has like a 4.7 or a 4.8 average instead of a 5.0 average, because I just think it's fake and it's just where I go, in my brain. When new customers see you respond, especially the way you respond to bad reviews. If you get a bad review and you respond to it thoughtfully and you show that customer, hey, I'm here to fix this. What can we do to get you back? What can we do to make this right? People respect that. And then they know it gives them confidence to use your business because they're like, look, these guys didn't do a great job, but they fixed it. Um, that's the kind of people I want to do business with. And that's what whips through people's head. Pro tip, use an AI agent to respond automatically. Our AI does this. And most of the time it does a better job than I would. It really does. Um, like I've had clients where they're like, I don't know if I want to have the AI respond to reviews. I'll do it myself. But you know what happens is, time flies, you get busy, right? You don't do something. And then you end up once every month going back and responding to all your reviews. At first, it's a pain to do, but it takes so long to do it, it's not relevant anymore. And you let reviews that should be responded to sit there for 3 or 4 weeks. People go, they check out your reviews, they see you never respond. It's just not a bad look, right? Um, and I've had customers tell me I want to do it. And I had one client tell me, once I convinced them to turn the AI on, let the AI respond to the reviews. He's like, man, that thing responds to the reviews better than I would. It's uncanny how good they respond to it. And what I do sometimes, like I'll go in and look at them, and if they sound, if 2 or 3 in a row sound a little similar, and sometimes they do, I'll just change one. I'll just change the wording a little bit. Um, and you could set the AI up. You could tell them respond to the review. An hour after, or respond to the review 2 days after, or whatever. And there's different options, like respond to every review, only respond to the reviews that are 3 stars and up, or whatever you want, right? But it's a good idea to have an AI do it. Pro tip 2, respond in a tone that reinforces the current reader, not just the reviewer. And here's what I mean by this. If you get a negative review, oops, I got to underline these. If you get a negative, no, there. If you get a negative review, of course you want to make the person that you want to show the guy that you want to post something that refers to what the reviewer wrote. But there's a whole lot of other people that are going to read that review in the future that aren't the reviewer. So write it in a way that solves the reviewer's problem first, but then lets the rest of the world, write it in a tone that lets the rest of the world see, like, oh, here's an example of what they're going to do if I give a bad, if I don't get the service that I want, right? And pro tip number 3, I must say, maybe include a CTO, call to action, um, like something with a good review, right? Thanks so much for being such a valuable client. We appreciate the review. Don't forget to check out our website every Sunday because we have special offers every week or something like that. Or, don't forget to whatever, use it. You got eyeballs there. Use it as an opportunity to make a sale, a call to action. Don't forget to come in on Tuesdays because we have 50% off every Tuesday after 7 o'clock or whatever it might be. So, but most importantly, respond to all your reviews. Make it a part of your loyalty program. You can't bribe customers for reviews, but you can remind them as a part of their experience. For example, after maybe a third visit to the loyalty app, they get an email asking for a review. You just put it in a workflow, right? So like maybe, after the third time somebody gets loyalty points, send them an email asking for a review or whatever it might be. Pro tip, include review requests as part of your birthday or referral rewards, follow-up, and other communications. I talked about that a little before. But let's say you got, a birthday program and you're sending somebody, they automatically get an email a week before their birthday telling them, hey, come on in your birthday week and get a free piece of cheesecake or get a free pedicure for your birthday from us or whatever it might be, right? Include that as part of that email. Come in on, come in your birthday week and get a free pedicure from us if you get a mani. Turn your mani into a mani pedi or whatever it might be. And then, from business owner, P.S. If you didn't do it last time you were here, here's a great opportunity for you to share your opinion of us. Click here to give us feedback or whatever it might be, and send them to Google or to Yelp or to, whatever your preferred is. Here's a big one. Post your reviews on your website and social media. It's one thing to get reviews, it's another to get the reviews in front of potential customers, right? The main well, I won't say the main reason, but the two main reasons to get reviews is one, to show potential customers how good you are, sell your business, right? The second one is to show Google how good you are, to push you up the rankings. Sure, they see them on Google, but why stop there? So you want to sell your reviews. So you get 4 or 5 star reviews, market those reviews. Good reviews should be a part of your overall marketing plan, over your overall reputation process, right? So set up a system, pro tip, set up a system that automatically converts the reviews to images and post them on Facebook, LinkedIn, and other social media sites. And I'll show you what I mean. Here. Here's one of our companies that we do a lot of stuff for. Xenia Tool Rental, right? One of the things we do for them is welcome back, Penny. I must have used the name Penny at one point, but have a question? Ask Zenny. Zenny is their AI bot. So I ask a question here like, do you deliver equipment, or do I need to pick it up? Let's see what Zenny says. Do you deliver equipment, or do I need to pick it up? And Zenny says, could you please, oh, that's right, because we want to capture their name and phone number. Yup. Simon, and I don't feel like giving a phone number right now. I'll give them my name, right? We do that because it adds them to a mailing list. Someone starts a conversation here, we want to add them to a list so we could so we could send them an email. But anyway, we offer both delivery and pickup options for equipment rentals. For more details, please visit our website or call, okay? And it's an AI. They could have a whole conversation here with an AI about renting tools and that's et cetera, et cetera. That's something. But anyway, let's stick with the reviews. You'll see down here what clients say about us on Google. 5.0, and their actual, it's really like 4.9, but we only show reviews on their widget here that are 4.0 or 5. I mean, if somebody isn't happy and they give a 2-star review, why do we want to show that on their website? But anyway, see how this perfectly matches their site? And this is in real time. Today's June 6th, and they got 2 yesterday, right? Great equipment rental. They actually got 3, but one of them didn't write anything. They just gave 5 stars, and we don't post those. But it's a great company. I have rented equipment 2 times for them to do so again. The experience was great. Knowledgeable team of experts. As soon as somebody leaves Xenia Tool Rental, they get an email and a text asking them for reviews. That's why they've got, this says 252. They have 252 5-star reviews. Well, 4 and 5-star. They've got like a little bit more. But anyway, it's important to put this on your website to sell those reviews, to market those reviews. It's also on their Facebook page. If you go to their Facebook page, each every time they get a review, it turns it into a little post and says, "Look, we got another one," and it posts it on their Facebook page and LinkedIn. It's one thing to get reviews, it's another to get the reviews in front of customers. Pro tips, that's what I just said. Set up a system that as soon as a review comes in, boink, boink, it posts them on their sites. And most important, probably should be number one, deliver a 5-star experience. Ultimately, reviews reflect the experience. Focus on personalized service, a clean, welcoming space, friendly and knowledgeable staff, consistent follow-up. Do a 5-star job and you'll get a 5-star review. Pro tip, when you consistently wow your clients, asking for a review becomes easy because you know they love you. You know you did good work for them. You know they'll give you a review. If you give, iffy work, like you do the tattoo and it says no regrets, that guy might not give you a really good review, right? So what else? There's a couple other things we do that are more secret, but what else? Post your ideas below. This is going to sound like a lot of work because it is. If you want to climb in local search engine rankings and build a trustworthy brand, Google reviews are one of your greatest assets. Post down below if there's something else that you're doing in your business to get reviews that I skipped or forgot. Put it down below. I hope this was a 5-star video. Closing, a lot of work to do all this, right? Also, if you have any questions, feel free to post them below. Since it's a lot of work, if you prefer that we do it for you, go to aisprinkle.com or contact me, reach out, and I'd love to do it for you. We're good at it. And yeah, you want to automate your review requests, boost your 5-star rankings, and dominate the Google Map Pack. Deacon Nick is your guy. Contact us at AI Sprinkled. And why is this thing here? I'm a little anal. Oops. All right, guys. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you got something out of this. Don't buy 5-star reviews, earn them. And that's it. See you guys around. Take care. Get 5 stars. Bye.